All the haters, you're about to get silenced. In this video, I'm going to tell you what you have been trying to deny about Jey Uso, a actual metric that shuts down any talk of that, and why you're wrong. Let's break it down, y'all, because Jey Uso, he is back with the fans. He is back with Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, as they fight together to take on the great bloodline. So let's go, Jey Fatu, the Tongas, you know it. Now, we are recently coming off of Crown Jewel, where it was Jey Uso reigniting his chemistry, his brotherhood, if you will, on screen, of course, with Jey and Jimmy Uso as the Usos. He's also aligning himself with Roman Reigns once again, the Tribal Chief, the OTC, one of the greatest to ever step foot inside the squared circle. They fell short to the bloodline at Crown Jewel. We know that. Man, that match sucked. All right? Jey Fatu out there just going hard in the paint. Roman Reigns out there acting like it was a freaking house show in Topeka, Kansas on a Saturday night. But Jey Uso, he shines bright, y'all. He shined bright in that moment. He shined bright coming out of that on Monday Night Raw. And he had a segment with Sammy and Jimmy. Here's the thing about Jey. He has a connection with the fan base that is like no other. They are behind him.
Come on, man.
Even when WWE booking ain't behind him. And there was a recent stat that came out that I think is something that you can't deny anymore. Jey Uso, he's been a top merch seller for WWE for months. Since he went
duck underneath, tag, here comes Jey. And Jey Uso
24, despite all the hiccups, despite all the setbacks, despite all the defeats, they stood by him. They kept him as a big star. He gets one of the biggest reactions out of anyone on the roster. His entrance is out of this world. The Yeet chants going wild, right? So, WrestleNomics recently shared a stat that has silenced everybody. You cannot defend this. You can't make an excuse for this. It's just fact. It's just reality. And you might, if you've been against Jey Uso, you might want to jump on the bandwagon. Jey Uso, according to WrestleNomics, Brandon Thurston, great job, Jey Uso outsold both CM Punk and Roman Reigns in merchandise sales for the month of October 2024. Think about that. Roman Reigns, he's probably your biggest star since John Cena. Cody Rhodes, massive star, major star, undisputed CM Punk rather, one of the biggest stars of the last decade, right? Two decades, because he took a decade off essentially. 7 years. He's right up there with Cody Rhodes, our undisputed WWE champion, in terms of who can sell the most merch. If you would have said that Jey Uso a year ago, going into 2024, he would have outsold CM Punk, y'all, and Roman Reigns in merchandise, that's insane. And don't make the excuse of, well, Roman was off TV. Well, Punk was off TV. Roman's been on television. He's been continuing his feud with the Tongas and Jey Fatu and Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline, right? He's been on television week in, week out. As a babyface, no doubt. Babyfaces always outsell heels in terms of merch. CM Punk, yeah, he's been off the last, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but for the most of October, he was on television. He was building up his epic feud, in which ended in a awesome conclusion with Drew McIntyre heading into Bad Blood, where they worked Hell in a Cell, redoing that concept, bringing new life into that concept. That's what CM Punk and Drew McIntyre were doing. Jey Uso's that guy. And you can give him the IC title and have him hold it for a few weeks, and then have him drop it back to Braun Breaker and put him with the Bloodline and put him with Jimmy again and try to make him a tag team guy. But at the end of the day, Jey Uso, he is his own man. I know that they coined him main event Jey Uso in 2020. He is a main event guy, and I just wish that WWE would recognize who they have. What they have is so special. Jey Uso is that guy. He is the guy that can lead them into the next stratosphere. He's a guy that has a emotional connection with the fan base. He's a baby face. He's a believable baby face, where I think part of the art of being a baby face is, while you may not be able to beat up everyone, you don't back down from no one, right? You always put up a fight. Whatever you believe in, you fight for. You never give up on that dream. You never give up on that inspiration, that hope, right? You don't ever give up. To me, that's what Jey Uso recognizes. That's what he represents. Never give up. Jey Uso, never give up. And the fact that he outsold Roman Reigns and CM Punk is outstanding. It's honestly mind-boggling if you think about it, considering the tenure. I mean, look, Punk was a top guy for years. They legitimately chanted his name year after year after year, despite not even being under contract with WWE, talking about how he didn't want to return to the wrestling business. He's outselling Roman Reigns, who had been built up by Vince McMahon and continues to be built up by Triple H as the next John Cena, right? To the point where he's working a part-time schedule. Like, it's amazing. Roman Reigns held the undisputed WWE Championship for 4 years, only to be dethroned by Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. And I understand that Jay's had, he's had his moments this year, right? He's challenged for the world title, fell short. And he's been in Money in the Bank and fell short. And he was IC champion only for a little bit and then fell short. And, oh, by the way, he feuded with his brother and did go over his brother at WrestleMania 40, but that match sucked, and he would tell you that. So, a lot there, a lot to break down, but props to Jay, props to WWE, props to Triple H and co. for not only Jay's hard work, but WWE's consistent booking with Jay. Because while, yes, I have criticized WWE in a lot of different ways for the booking in which they've done with Jay, at the same time, they've done a lot of good with Jay. They've consistently booked him at upper card to sometimes main event status, but like they don't beat him like a drum. They don't put him in wacky angles or storylines or feuds. So you have to give WWE credit in that regard. They could really do a number on him, and they could really make things bad for him and make things not make sense, but they haven't, right? They've kept him quite strong. And so if that's all we're asking, then props to WWE for doing so. We'll see what the future holds for Jay and the rest of the Bloodline. Hit that like button, subscribe button, comment down below, and I will see y'all